You wrote a book called We Are All Apes.
That's correct.
Where's your proof that we are all apes?
What is an ape?
Right. What is the ape?
Right. An ape is any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea.
Amazing. Have you ever seen a human being turn into you ever seen an ape? Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
No. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a car turn into a Corvette?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Have I ever seen a shark turn into a fish?
I didn't ask about any of those things. I asked, when have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
I'm trying to illustrate the fallacy of your question.
How's that fallacy? You wrote that we're all ape. You must have.
And we are.
You
and
must
that book,
have at some point all these hundreds of
Right, the
thousands
proof
of
is in there.
years. At some
That
point,
book is-
you would
that book
have
is
seen
24
if an
illustrated pages long.
ape turned into a human being. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Once again, humans are apes in the same way that a duck is a bird. So if you ask me if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck, that's kind of a stupid question. We're asking
Because
if
I
I've
didn't
ever
ask
seen a
that.
duck.
I didn't ask
Okay,
that. I asked
did you ask?
I ask. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
That is a nonsense question.
Why?
Because it's like asking for a place halfway between Los Angeles and California.
No, it's not. I didn't ask about that.
I know. Well, you don't know what you asked.
I do know. You wrote this book called We Are All Apes.
And it
so
gives the proof
I'm
in the book.
asking, have you personally seen a human being, an ape turn into a human being?
It would be impossible for a human being to be anything other than an ape, for the same reason that it is impossible for a dachshund to be anything but a dog. Have you ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
Why are you running from that question?
I'm not. I'm answering
you're
the
running.
question. I'm illustrating.
No,
what's
you're
wrong with the
running.
question.
You're running from that question. You wrote this book
I
that
am
we are
facing
apes.
you head on, answering your question directly.
No, you're not.
Humans are a subset of the category of apes.
I didn't ask you that.
We
I
start
asked
out
you
apes.
how
We can't. So therefore, it makes no sense to ask how the parent category turns into the subcategory. It is exactly the same as asking if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck. Do you understand why your question? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? How about I ask you that?
But that
question?
wasn't the question.
But that's the same question, isn't it?
You wrote the book saying we
fallacy.
are. You tried to divert. You tried to deviate from the question. You wrote a book called "We Are All Apes." And so how can you write a book that says we're all ape when you've never seen a ape turn into a human being?
Have you ever seen a duck turn into a? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck?
Why are you dodging the question, man?
I'm not dodging the question. I'm answering it.
No, you're not. It's like when I asked you if you love a Christian, you went all around.
I answered that question.
I asked you where you going. You tell me where you've been.
And I answered your question directly.
No, you didn't. You're not answering this one.
Yes, I did.
So one more time with that, and then we have to move on.
You don't understand what the word ape means. That's why I'm trying to explain it to you.
Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Okay, let's look at that. What does the word ape mean? That means a bipedal hominoid with a certain number of hair follicles, with a certain type of teeth, with fingerprints and fingernails. That means all these descriptive features that we share. Have I ever seen us turn into us?
You just use the words, but you're not making sense because
I
do want to know.
You don't know anything at all about taxonomy whatsoever. So how can I?
So you're not able to answer that question.
Who doesn't know anything about it.
So you're not able to answer that question. I want to do a follow-up.
Do you understand that the word ape is a taxonomic question, right? That's a taxonomic word. Do you understand what it means?
No, that's not the question, though. You're deviating.
No, I'm not deviating. What does the word ape mean? Now, if you can prove to me that you've seen an ape turn into a human being, what does the word ape mean?
Word can mean many things. But let me ask you this.
But this word means one thing. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
It means any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea, which means that it has a number of these characteristics: fingernails and fingerprints, the certain type of dentition that we have, the certain type of ears that we have. all of these characters, the two pectoral mammae, etc. There's a whole long list of different physical characteristics that define what an ape is.
Okay, so fine. I don't care about the humanity, but what I do want to know, I do want to know if you ever seen an ape.
Ask me a nonsense question.
I want to know, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being? After all these years, you would have think that somebody, somewhere, somehow, would have seen an ape turn into a human being, and no one has ever seen that.
Except that you're asking a question that makes no sense.
Even the people books that you have read and the folks that you listen to have never seen that.
Are we done here? Because you're not going to listen to my explanation. You're asking me
because you're not answering my question.
I am answering your question.
You're going around my question. You don't
understand what it means.
You're going around my question. You're not answering my question.
I did not go around your question.
You did. I asked you, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
You don't know what the word ape means.
I don't care about the word. I do know what it means. I'm asking you.
Okay, then tell me, what does the word ape mean?
I asked you, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
You're using these words. I want to know what you think these words mean, because I know what the words mean.
The one thing I know for sure.
Yeah, I know for sure what
I know for sure.
And I can prove what the words mean, but you
and
using
no
them
one
incorrectly,
has
and
ever
I think you are using them incorrectly. So what does the word ape mean to you?
You and those people who are claiming that apes turn into human being or human being came from apes.
I don't claim that apes turn into human beings. We are
that human
apes.
being came from apes.
A
have
human
no proof of that
can't be anything other than an ape. We are classified as apes.
You're not listening.
Oh no, you're not listening.
No, you're not listening.
Okay, all right. So is that where we're going to be here?
No.
Are we done?
No.
You either learn how to have the communication both ways, or we're done here.
You have to learn how to answer a question.
I did answer the question.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not answer the question.
No sense.
Let me ask.
I explained to you why the question makes no sense. Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? Does that question make any sense to you?
Right. Just like, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human?
Do you understand that all birds are ducks?
As dumb as that.
Do you understand that ducks are birds?
That question is as dumb as the question about apes.
What you asked me is a dumbass question. I'm trying to show you how dumbass it is. Do you understand that ducks
Did you say dumb
birds?
Ass?
Do you understand that ducks are birds?
Did you say dumb ass? What?
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Do you understand that ducks are birds?
You believe in evolution, right?
I don't believe in it. No, I can show it, demonstrate it, prove it even to you. Do you understand that ducks are birds?
Why do you believe in evolution
because I can prove it
if no one has ever seen it?
But we have seen it.
No,
yes,
you haven't.
We've relied on it throughout the entire history of
no one has ever seen it.
It is demonstrated fact. We can observe it. We can test it, verify it numerous ways. I can prove that even to you.
So why is evolution
so that you can understand this?
Why is evolution
Do you understand?
Why is evolution just a theory even today?
Why is it that atomic theory is just a theory?
You're not answering the question. You answering the question with another crazy question.
Why is it the theory of gravity is just a theory today?
Why is evolution still considered a theory?
For the same reason that atomic theory is still considered a theory, for the same reason that theory of gravity is still a theory, for the same reason that the germ theory of disease is still a theory.
So because it can't be proven to be real.
Because there is a rule in science that we want to go the complete opposite direction of religion, and rather than assert things to be true that are not true, we are not allowed to proclaim absolute truth. So everything that we know to be true has to be regarded as a theory, on the hypothetical potential, at least, that something could be improved or changed later on.
That's amazing.
There is a rule.
Because of time, let me ask you this.
There is a rule in science that you cannot prove.
You're talking theory.
There's a rule in science. I'm answering your question.
But you're talking theory.
I'm answering the question, and you won't let me answer it. There is a rule in science that says that you cannot prove any theory to be true in the positive sense. At most, the most you can do is show.
I know scientists who have proved that God exists, and I know those who are against God, and they think that God doesn't exist.
No, you don't.
But let me ask you, because of time.
You don't know.
I do know. I know scientists who have proved that God exists.
You don't.
I do.
No, you
don't.
Then where is their Nobel Prize? Why have I not heard of them? Why are there still atheists? Why is the majority of the scientific community still atheist?
Because
if
the Nobel Prize
people had ever proved that God existed, then we would all know that God exists, right? But we don't. Nobody knows that God exists.
But let me ask.
That's why there are more and more scientists every year who are atheists, who are walking away from their faith. Atheism is on the rise in all 50 states and around the world, while Christianity is in a general state of decline. The reason that there are in the last 20 years, atheism has eclipsed Judaism, then Catholicism, and now even Protestantism. Yes, there are less, and that's just in the regular community. In the scientific community, there's only a third of people who still believe in God in any concept at all. So no, you don't know any scientist.
Yes, I do.
And you can't show documentation.
Let me say this. You asked why there are no Nobel Peace Prize for.
If all you're going to do is lie to me.
You asked why the Nobel Peace...
And that's apparently all you're going to do.
You asked why aren't there any...
meaningful conversation.
You asked why are there any Nobel Peace Prize for the scientists who have proven God exists?
That's not what
because
I said
the people
at all.
who hand out...
I called you out. You told a lie.
The people
you said that there were scientists who proved that God exists.
Say, hold on.
There is no scientist. There is no...
Say, get behind me.
No.
Hold on.
No scientist has ever done that. If that had happened,
let me say
this to you. Buckets of documentation.
Let me say that the reason that
would have gotten the Nobel Prize and the Templeton Prize, they'd be
world
famous.
Fine. The reason that the scientists who prove that God
there is no science to prove God exists
doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize because of the people who are handing out the Nobel Peace Prize of their father, the devil. So they hate the children of God.
There is no devil either. Okay, I think we're done here.